Song of the week. Coach Blue done brought me some heat.
That ugly money.
Yes, sir.
You reaching out to QC?
Yes,
Smoke
sir.
Big Brian and some shit that we speak.
Brick Baby Meech.
Oh, you know what college.
We going to the moon with this one, Coach
What
Blue.
you did?
Yeah.
Look at the kid. She call me her little baby like Dominique. In that paper DD, she be counting me.
Yeah.
Bank tell her count me. Put you on me, nigga, count me. This a Rolex.
Brick Baby Meech, let's get to it. Goddammit, we going up Ugly Money Podcast.
That ugly money.
Yeah. What up? What up? What up? Ooh.
That ugly money.
Jimmy and my woes.
Whoa.
I won't tell her sick.
I won't tell her what?
I won't tell her soul.
I won't tell her soul, man.
But they don't Bentley.
Yeah.
Teach me to go.
We better go.
That pussy look like a rose.
It look like a what?
Post on like the crow.
Yeah, hey.
That ugly money.
And she said she good like she make it. I came from the projects. Now I'm winning. Got the paint on all of my linen. And for Sully with Portuguese women.
Song of the week, Brick Baby Meech. Let's go make it. What we doing?
That ugly money. That ugly money. Yeah. Say it's that ugly money.
This is the Ugly Money Podcast. It's about the process of success. Everything between your first dollar and your first million. That's ugly money.
What up? Welcome to yet another episode of the Ugly Money Podcast, brought to you by Engorge Rejuvenation Tea, promoting erections, improving stamina, size, endurance, and libido. Make sure you go to engorge.com. That's EN-GORG.com to get yours today. All natural male supplementing. When you need to put that pressure down, go on, get you some Engorge. Ladies and gentlemen, my special guest of the evening, all around hustler, motivator, innovator, been having big motion for years. Ladies and gentlemen, Shon Murdock is here.
Much love. Much love. I appreciate it, dog.
Man, so we meet again, my brother.
Word to mother.
We gotta start from the beginning of Shon Murdock's story.
Facts.
There's a lot of things that you're doing right now.
Facts.
But I want the people to understand who you are as the man and where you came from. Who was Shon Murdock before Shon Murdock became Shon Murdock?
Facts. Yo, let me start like this, dog.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I want to give you your flowers, dog.
Respect.
And we both met in Augusta. And I watched and I respect how you built your brand, how you stayed in the cut. You know what I mean? You built your brand, you stayed to what you believed in, and you kept going and you built your brand, and I really respect that. And I think a lot of people need to follow that blueprint, you know what I'm saying, and watch exactly what you did. And I really respect it, man. And your brand is flourishing now.
Appreciate it, bro.
Like, you know what I mean? And I really respect
love,
that.
Baby.
And
Love.
That's big talk, man.
That's love,
Word to
bro.
mother.
Love, man.
Word
I
to
appreciate
mother.
it, man. You know, we ain't have much to work with. We just had to work with what we had.
Facts.
You feel what I'm saying?
Facts, especially coming out of there, yeah.
And make something out of nothing over there. You know what I mean?
Facts.
And,
Facts.
Yeah, I always, I never water down. I always give Augusta, their just due when it comes to my story, because Augusta taught me how to grind.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
Augusta taught me how to get it out the mud. Augusta taught me how to get ready for everything that was coming in my life. You know what I'm saying? It was like a training ground.
It was a training ground. I told people that. That's how I
sure.
felt. It was a training ground.
And I appreciate that city, the 706, the whole CSRA, because they've been supporting me since the day I touched down, man.
Yeah, facts.
And you know what I'm saying? So shouts out to the AUG, man.
Yeah, big talk.
Enough about me, though. I appreciate it. So who was Shon Murdock?
That's a broad question, because sometimes I don't even know. But one of the biggest quotes that stick to me is corporate companies use people like me to make things happen, because what I know you can't learn in college.
Come on.
You dig what I'm saying? What I know you can't learn in college. And I pride myself from being able to come off the block and build my brand. I pride myself on me being able to get it out the mud and build my brand. Like, you know what I mean? And to flourish in corporate America and keep it real to myself and do the things that I do. Like, you know what I mean? So, you know, I do marketing, imaging, branding. You know what I'm saying? I do small business setup.
Yes, sir.
I do celebrity product placement, celebrity integrations. I launch companies, I launch brands, and I also, you know, I became very popular in the wine and spirits industry. And
Facts.
very popular in the wine and spirits industry, and that's part of my biggest success.
Now, before you got to Augusta, before you were doing the wine and spirits, you was a kid from New York.
Facts.
Talk to me about that kid from New York.
Queens, New York. So I'm from Queens, New York originally. I was blessed to be able to travel around the world. My parents was in the military, so I'm one of the kids from the block that was able to see Germany, Switzerland, Spain, all that other type of shit. Like, you know what I mean? And it's one of my biggest attributes when it comes to business, that I'm so well-rounded and I can mix it up. Then it was time to come back to New York in my adult years. You know what I mean? And I had to get it out the mud. You know, I left the house on a Friday. You know, I came home Sunday, my mother was dead. So from that point on, shit got super real for me. It was either, you know what I'm saying, get busy now or forget it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is with that, man.
A lot of people from New York come down south and flourish. They have a lot of success.
Facts.
It's always like a go-getter spirit from a lot of people that I've met from New York. You know what I'm saying? My brother Flacco, you know?
My homie, yeah.
Yeah, right? You know, and so talk to me about that hustlers, you know, just that spirit, man, of going out there and getting up and going. Because you've always had something going on.
You know, just being well-traveled, it's easier for me to dream probably than for the next person.
Ooh.
You dig what I'm saying? Because even standing on the corners of New York, South Side, Jamaica, Queens, you know, South Side, we always outside. You know, I was able to visualize my future a lot better than my other brothers around me. Because I had been so many different places. You know what I'm saying? So it was easier for me to dream. One day a nigga, you know, tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Why you always looking up in the sky, man? What the fuck is wrong with you?" Because I always was planning my out. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of my niggas was hustling for sneaker money. I was hustling to get my LLC.
Come on.
To pay for my corporation, to get the seed money for my first few marketing ideas. You know what I mean? Because when I came into the game, I financed all my initial ideas myself. Some of the ideas that people revere me to this day.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I financed those ideas myself. You know what I mean? And I had a plan because, you know, I was blessed to be able to travel. So I knew that, you know, the corner wasn't my last stop, that I could really go a lot farther than this. Like, you know what I mean? And so, you know.
For those young brothers that are still hustling on the corner, talk to me about the transition from hustling on the corner and hustling in the skyscraper, in the corporate buildings.
Yo, that's big talk. That's big talk. You know what I'm saying? That's big talk. So I was blessed to have a lot more discipline and structure probably than a lot of my homies around me. You dig what I'm saying? Father being in the military, you know what I'm saying? Just being exposed to discipline and structure. And to become a successful businessman, a lot of people leave out the structure and the discipline. When they tell the fly stories, how they came off the block.
Yeah.
When they tell the fly stories on how they got it out the mud, they forget to talk about the discipline and the structure it takes to make that shit happen.
Come on.
You dig what I'm saying? You dig what I'm saying? And a lot of niggas around me just didn't have that discipline and structure. You dig what I'm saying?
It's a gear that a person gotta have. It's a gear. Some people don't got it. It's like that extra gear.
Facts.
To go harder and to kind of get up and go do it with the days you don't want to go do it, when you don't feel like going to do it, or when you feel like, you know, you might be too busy, you just still get up and make something shake. And then when the chips is down, to keep doing it. Because that's the hard part.
Facts.
You know, when you winning, it's easy to go.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
When you winning, it's easy to get up. Oh, yeah, I'm out here. But you know, when it's not going the way you planned it going and it's not moving the way as quick as you wanted to move, to continue to go and continue to push,
Facts.
You know, that's that extra gear, man. You know, I call it the sixth gear. You know what I mean? And a lot of my brothers, you know, I've seen, you know, everybody don't have it. You know what I mean? And you was definitely one of the people that I saw. I'm like, bruh, gonna keep something going on.
Big facts. Yo, I always was a big networker too. A big networker and a deal maker. Like, you know what I mean? So even in the hood, I was able to network with the people that I needed to network with and keep away the motherfuckers that I needed to keep away from me. You dig what I'm saying?
Cool. Yeah.
And that was important too. I remember, you know, I made a deal. There was a dude on the block. He was one of them dudes. Like, he was not to be fucked with.
Yeah.
And he took a liking to me. He said he saw something in me that wasn't like everybody else. Like, you know what I mean? And he said, yo, Murdock, man, I know you and your people's out here hustling, but just do me a favor, man. Between 3 and 6, I don't want to see you out here. Okay. Just give me between 3 and 6. I don't care if you hustle the rest of the 21 hours, like, you know what I mean? But give me 3 and 6. To me, that was a good motherfucking deal.
Yeah, for sure.
That was a good motherfucking deal to keep the goddamn peace, to keep getting money, to keep niggas alive, to keep niggas, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And I was able to make deals with niggas like that because, you know, because of my attributes,
Yes,
like,
sir.
you know what I mean? So I always was making deals and, you know, being the connector, being, you know what I'm saying?
The glue.
You know what I'm saying? Being a connector in my cipher to make things happen, man. I've always been like that. And those are the same attributes I bring into business because a lot of people hit me up with dope brands and dope ideas, but they just don't know the right people to make it happen. My phone book is crazy. Like I can sit in my bed all day and call so many motherfuckers that people couldn't even imagine and just move and shake everything and make it happen.
How hard is it being a God-fearing man in business?
Oh man, I really appreciate that question. I believe in God.
Yes, sir.
I believe in God. I believe that faith without works is dead. And I think a lot of us as black people, we suffer from faith and a lot of prayer without works. We pray our whole life away and don't put no work behind it. So I always make a comparison. I tell a story. You know, God told Noah to build an ark. He gave him instructions. He gave him a time limit, but he didn't help him build that ark. And if Noah and his family didn't have that ark built and them dimensions and during that time period that God gave them, their family would have drowned. So they believed in God, but they had to what? Do the work.
Yeah, facts.
God told David to kill Goliath. But if Goliath didn't have his hammer on him, his slingshot on him, and was prepared and trained to make that shot, Goliath would have crushed his motherfucking skull. You feel me? So he believed in what God said, but guess who had to make that shot and be prepared to make that shot? You know what I'm saying? So I live by that. So, and I always say too, you know, now is the time to be the motherfucker you said you was all your life.
Talk about it, bro.
Or shut the fuck up.
Come on, bro.
We in the era now. We older now. Now is the time to be the nigga that you claimed you were all your motherfucking life. Or shut the fuck up. Like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna take a hit to that. Like, you know what I mean? And that's facts.
Yeah, no, for sure.
That's facts. Now is the time for that. And so I believe in that. So I appreciate that question. I'm definitely a God-fearing man.
When you say things like, you know, you got to put the work in. You know, a lot of people I've came across in life have always talked about, yeah, God gonna, you know, if it's meant for me, it's gonna be for me, and they don't do nothing.
Facts.
They just sit there and just wait and watch to see if it's going, if it's just going to materialize out of nowhere. And I'm like, well, you think somebody just about to ride down the street and change your life and give you $1 million? Like, nah, at some point in time, you got to get up and go work for it. At some point in time, you got to put some intestinal fortitude to put, you know, feet to the pavement and goddamn go get it. And I think that's just the biggest misconception, that people think that things are just going to fall in their lap. No, sometimes you got to put the gas in the car, put the key in the ignition, and go get it.
No, that's big facts. That's big facts. That's big facts.
You know, and I just, like I say, you know, I've always seen that with you. Like, man, Shawn go get it, man. You know, let's talk about you used to work with one of the co-founders of FUBU, Carl Brown, with Seraphin Cognac.
So
how did that come about, working with
I'm
FUBU?
glad we're talking about that, man. You know, I became very popular in the wine and spirits industry, especially in the corporate, as far as with the corporate. And the first liquor deal that I got was Seraphin Cognac. I really appreciate Mama Bear and Carl Brown for giving me the opportunity to run the urban marketing over there and be the brand ambassador over there, because usually it take you to sell 1 million records for a motherfucker to want you to really represent their brand. You dig what I'm saying? It take for you to be on TV at one time. It take for you to be on TV, being in a movie or some shit like that. 1 million followers, or some shit like that. But they gave me a chance to, what I always say, you know, prove my marketability. I was able to take the brand, create ideas, create marketing campaigns, create marketing initiatives, and prove my marketability in the brand to show the world that, yo, listen, I could do this shit.
There it is. What up? So you have a brand, you have a business, and you want to get the word out. In the last 90 days, we did over 30 million views on YouTube, over 50 million views on social media sites. Promote your business on the Ugly Money Podcast. Let me help you turn your business up. Make sure you text the number right here below. We'll schedule a call, and let's get it popping. Let's get it moving. Let's get that brand and that business out of here. Yeah, you can be an official sponsor of the Ugly Money Podcast, and China just left. See y'all in a minute. Text us.
You know what I mean? And I really appreciate that. Shout out to my boy, my boy Zay too. My boy Zay, he really hit the switch on that. He ended up putting one of my marketing campaigns up in a liquor store that he worked at, and a major distributor walked in and saw it. And when they saw it, the corporate sector of the liquor business, they just went crazy. They went crazy. And that really springboarded me. So I really appreciate Carl Brown, the co-founder of FUBU, for allowing me to take his brand, Seraphin Cognac, and get busy and prove my marketability. I had a budget, I had a staff, I had all of that, and I really appreciate that, brother. Shout out to Carl.
Shouts out, man. Shouts out to FUBU. And like, it didn't stop there, because I remember you were pushing exclusive.
Yeah, so
exclusive. I remember that.
Yeah, you hitting the real topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I appreciate Exclusive Vodka, my man Jack over there. Exclusive Vodka was my breakthrough brand.
Okay.
I
remember.
Yeah, it's when I was able to break through, and they asked me to run the urban marketing over there, and they actually gave me some equity, and I was real proud of that. So I made all the decisions for all the product placements, and they gave me a budget. I threw a lot of dope events, and exclusive. So I'm the one who broke Exclusive Vodka. So when you see Exclusive Vodka in the stores and all of that, that was me. I broke that joint, and I appreciate Jack and his wife for giving me the opportunity to do that. See, I pride myself on knowing the owners of the companies.
Respect.
Because that's when I knew I had something special, and I pride myself on knowing the owners. So shout out to Exclusive, shout out to Exclusive Vodka. That shit is crazy, man. I appreciate them, man. They gave me a great budget. I did a lot of traveling. They gave me a budget to be wherever I needed to be, like, you know what I mean? And one of the things I really appreciate about Exclusive Vodka the most was that was the income that I had for my brand new baby boy. My brand new baby boy was born. And it felt good to be able to provide every single fucking thing that he fucking needed, unlimited. Like, you know what I mean? And that it felt really good that I was respected by those people, and they respected my mind, they respected my hustle. And every liquor store I went in, it was there. And it was there.
I remember, bro.
And my face became synonymous with liquor and exclusive vodka. To this day, people say they reference exclusive vodka to me, and that's when I knew I did a great job with branding myself in the liquor industry.
Now, you said something key there. You said, "I know the owners." Let's take like the Ciroc Boys or the Black Bottle Boys. Like, what is the difference between the things that you do and some brand ambassadors like those?
So shout out to them, man. They did a great job with their movement. They definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, created the movement. I was getting invited to a lot of the liquor trade shows, the executive dinners, the trips, and things like that because of my popularity in the wine and spirits industry. And as a fan of their movement, I used to ask them, yo, you know Ciroc Boy this? You know Ciroc Boy that? And they used to be like, who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is that?
Close to the mic.
Like, who the fuck is that? And then that's when I realized I had something special. 99.9, not all of them, but 99.9% of the niggas that was doing the Ciroc Boy shit is not affiliated with the company at all. The company didn't even know who the fuck the niggas was, none of that shit. And that's how I knew I had something special. Because if I had a liquor bottle in my hand, if I was doing the campaign, I was sanctioned by the company, the owners, the CEO, some shit like that. like that. I had a budget, had a staff, so I knew I had something special, something different from what they had.
Does Diddy actually own? He's part owner of Ciroc, right?
So I don't know his current situation, but at that time, Diego Brothers had owned it. The Diego Brothers had owned it, and they gave him I don't know his business, you know what I mean, but they gave him a nice chunk to represent the brand. But I think that they kind of had some discomfort with how the Ciroc Boy movement, the trajectory of the brand, and how it was moving, like, you know what I mean. And then Puff dropped the Dijon tequila, and then they reintroduced the Ciroc with Puff with different flavors after the noise calmed down. So I'm not saying none of them niggas just fuck with the company, but I know for a fact 99.9% of them niggas, the company didn't even know who the fuck them niggas was. Like, you know what I'm saying?
There it is.
Word up.
So, speaking of spirits, brother, we got some things on this table.
On your joint, you get a shot of me.
We got some we got some Vodkila.
Yeah, man.
On this table.
Man, shout out to Vakila, my man.
Talk to me.
My man Anthony Armstead, man. I really appreciate the opportunity that he gave me to get in the driver's seat of Vakila. You know what I'm saying? And I really appreciate it. Me and him have a great relationship. He watched my rise. He watched, the traction that I made in the wine and spirits industry. And it feels really good when somebody really, appreciates your hustle. Like, you know what I'm saying? And sees you as a brilliant person. And, so shout out to Vakila, man. And so I'm in the driver's seat right now with Vakila, and I'm going to run it back just like I did with exclusive vodka.
Yeah.
So we distributed all around the country, but we distributed in Georgia now.
That's hard.
Right. So that's why I'm here hollering at you. So you can order it. You can order it on www.vakila.net. And I'm gonna rewind that back during the interview too, but you can order it at www.vakila.net. It's a blend between tequila and vodka.
Come on.
So it's very interesting, man. Yeah, I done set off many nights with it, man. So definitely look out for some dope ad campaigns from me, some dope product placements. I'm looking to sponsor some things, so holler at me. If it sounds right, if it's right for me, then I'm gonna make it happen. And make sure your shit is popping.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Now, like, what is a good mix? If I got some Vodkila, what do I need to? What do you suggest?
My personal joint is pineapple juice.
Okay.
Pineapple juice. That's my personal joint. On the site, there's drink mix menus.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So you can go to www.vakila.net. Taste of victory. That's our slogan, the taste of victory.
Yeah.
Fucking with that battle rap.
Come on.
You can get the drink mix menu. I think that's what they call it, the drink menus. And you can get right.
We got to come up with an ugly money, Vakila joint, man. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Cause
Big
like
facts.
you know, like some tea, some sweet tea.
Big
I'm putting the
facts.
sweet tea with the
Big
lemonade and the Vakila. Call it the ugly money. It's the process of success. Everything between your first dollar and your first million.
Nah,
That's ugly
do
money.
it.
Come on, man.
Do it.
Come on, man. I think we on to something.
And I put it. We do a campaign. I put it on there. And we
Yeah.
make that happen. I support you. I support you.
The ugly money drink. Give me that.
Facts.
Hey, yo, give me that ugly money. It got to be Vakila though. It got to be Vakila.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Put the tea like the Arnold Palmer with the Vakila
The ice on him, the biggest.
on ice. That ugly money. Hey man, we over here breaking bad. Before the spirits, you were I always knew Shon Murdock had a way with the ladies.
Oh shit, we in trouble now, B.
I mean, I've seen you do model rollouts. I've seen you, be affiliated with magazines and things of that nature. Talk to me about Sexy Dancer.
Oh wow. Wow. So shout out to the Stone family. They owned adult entertainment strip club empire in New York. Shout out to the Stone family, man. I got love for them. So I met the Stone family. They ran a club called Sexy Dancer in the Bronx, New York. And they actually invited me into the family and made me a part of the family and let me get a lot of money with them. So I worked the strip club scene for about 5-6 years. It's in the area of the Bronx called Hunts Point.
Yeah.
The Hunts Point area. And I made a lot of great friends, got a lot of life experience, like, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to the Stone family, man. They made me welcome into the family. And they didn't fuck with a lot of niggas. But I was really surprised how they fucked with me. Like, you know what I mean? And
What's the craziest thing you saw in the strip club? I know it's something.
yo.
Yeah. It's one of them interviews.
Let me tell you, the strip club was one thing, but I was put in charge of the off-site events after a while.
Okay.
So when niggas wanted a private party or something like that, they hollered at me, and I took the shorties to the private party. And one of the private parties that I remember the most was some niggas came in the club from down south, and they was like, it bugged me out because I know down south to have it get it popping, but this was a while back, and they said, yo, we talked to a few girls in the club about doing private parties, and they said holla at you, and I'm like, oh, okay, we want you to bring 5 girls to VA to do a party.
Okay.
So me being a business-minded motherfucker that I am,
Facts.
like, you know what I'm saying? And my potential was greater than the strip club.
Yeah.
My potential was greater than the strip club because I had discipline and structure. Like, you know what I mean? And I put together the greatest trip that you could imagine. Some of these girls never even been outside of fucking New York. Like, you know what I mean? It was the great, when they got to the hotels, I made sure the hotels was paid for. Everybody was paid in advance. Like, I made sure the arrangements was taken care of. Like, they was a motherfucking singing group. Like, you know what I mean?
Wow.
And like they was a motherfucking singing group. Because that's the things that I would have wanted somebody to do for me.
For sure.
As a young artist. You dig what I'm saying? And it was one of the greatest trips that I ever had. One of the greatest memories to hit the road with these 5 beautiful women.
I bet it was.
Yeah, one of the greatest things that ever happened.
I wish I knew you did. I'd have been there.
And then when I got back
Yeah.
from the trip, they all put some money together and bought me a Suburban.
That's hard.
Yeah, they bought me a Suburban. They were so happy with what happened.
That's hard.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Hey, so like, those
Shout out to
early
Sammy.
years kind of lead up to the point of you doing other types of events like FUBU golf, 50 people at Six Flags. You even got a a lifetime achievement volunteer award from the Obama administration.
Facts. So once or maybe twice a year, I throw a free event for my potential business partners, clients, potential sponsors, and I just bring everybody together to just let everybody know Shon Murdock is still popping.
Come on.
You know what I mean? And that's really important to my business. That's really important to staying alive, being an independent marketing business.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? So one year I took 300 people to see Star Wars.
Wow.
Yeah, like, I did that in Augusta too.
300.
Yeah, and shame on Augusta because I really didn't get the press that I was looking for, but, you know, because nobody in Augusta has done that.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't give a fuck how you spin it, nigga. like you know what I'm saying?
Like everybody going to the movies tonight, goddamn.
Free popcorn, free soda. I honored 50 veterans, 50 single mothers, people from the press. A lot of people flew in. You know what I'm saying? I just showed them a good time. I introduced some new products that I had, new things in my portfolio. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm a Star Wars fan. I took them to see Star Wars. I'm a big Star Wars fan. So that was really big for me too. That was like off my bucket list. You know, and what made me proud of that nice was Disney only allowed 13 private screenings in the entire country.
Oh, wow.
And I was one of them.
Come on, man. What up? So you have a brand, you have a business, and you want to get the word out. In the last 90 days, we did over 30 million views on YouTube, over 50 million views on social media sites. Promote your business on the Ugly Money Podcast. Let me help you turn your business up. Make sure you text the number right here below. We'll schedule a call, and let's get it popping. Let's get it moving. Let's get that brand and that business out of here. Yeah, you can be an official sponsor of the Ugly Money Podcast, and China just left. See y'all in a minute. Text us. So you're an artist, an actor, an activist, whatever you do, come to the Ugly Money Podcast and tell your story. You can be a special invited guest by texting the number right here. Let's lock in your interview. Let's tell the world what you got going on. Over the past 90 days, we've gotten 30 million views on YouTube, 50 million views on social media sites. It's time for the world to know about you. So make sure you text this number so you can come on the Ugly Money Podcast. And you get to meet China too. It's that ugly money. Hey, we got to talk New York. You've lived one of those lives, brother, that you know you have these stories that seem like they're out of a movie.
Facts, big facts. I was told that.
You know, a lot of people are watching this episode and they're like, man, he's been here, he's been there, he's met these people. You've met a lot of interesting people in that time period, like J-Lo.
Wow.
How was J-Lo in person?
Listen, man.
Yeah.
When I met J-Lo, I was a young artist.
Okay.
You know, and the day I met her, I actually met Puff, my man Wolf, and J-Lo that day. And it was crazy because when I was at an event in Miami Beach. So it was like I always was the type of nigga that left high school and went straight to the league.
Okay.
So I wasn't a young artist doing talent shows. I was a young artist doing shit like that. And when I'm at a breakfast brunch meeting with all the radio DJs in the country, because that's how they sort of like what you do with your joint.
Yes, sir.
And that's how records got broke back in the day. And I see a lot of bad boy shirts start walking in. I go sit in the back by myself because I was a cocky nigga. So I ain't really sitting around nobody. Had the chain on with my name on it, the Timberland boots with the shorts.
Yeah, come on.
New York hat going crazy. Like, you know what I mean? And I go sit in the back by myself, and then I see a lot of bad boy shirts walk in, and I'm like, oh shit. Then I see Puff walk in. He goes to the front because he was speaking on the panel. Then I see my man Wolf. I didn't know him at the time. He comes in. Then I see J-Lo. Then J-Lo looks around, then she catches contact with me, and she walks all the way in the back and sit right next to me.
Wow.
So I'm like, oh shit.
This is Puff J-Lo days.
Facts.
Crazy.
Facts. So I'm like, oh shit, I can't believe this shit. So imagine myself as a young artist. I'm like, and she damn near, her body could damn near touch my body. Like we was that close. She could have sat anywhere in the motherfucker.
Yes, sir.
But she came and sat next to me.
Okay.
So inside I was going crazy as a motherfucker, but I kept it gangster, man.
Kept it cool.
I kept it gangster.
You better than me.
And listen, man,
Yeah.
I remember how good she smelled. It was I was like, oh shit. And she was very fucking nice to me, dog. Her spirit was just incredible. She was very fucking nice to me. She made me feel like $1 million motherfucking bucks. You know what I mean? Some cameramen, paparazzi came in front of us to take pictures, and she asked me, can you see? And I just had an attitude, nigga. I said, nah, I can't see. And she had the security move the motherfucking paparazzi. So I'm feeling like a star right now. So it was one of the most inspirational moments to me because as a young artist, what it meant to me was, hey, I'm headed in the right direction.
For sure.
I'm headed in the right direction. This ain't the biggest stripper in Atlanta, nigga. This
her.
You know what I'm saying? I'm headed in the right. And if I keep in the same trajectory in the direction that I'm going in, this shit could end up being something for me. I'm in the right places. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the right places. So that day I met my man Wolf, God bless the dead, Anthony Wolf. God bless the dead, man, one of my big homies.
Yeah, and I want to talk about it. Wolf was he had something going on with BMF or some shit form of fashion.
Man, so that's a heavy situation, real heavy. So I watched the BMF series, but it hits me different.
Okay.
I love the come up story, a black family that was struggling with the system because the system was hard on black families. I see the story of some young brothers coming up through all adversity, taking the shit that life gave them and making lemons. So you gotta love that. You gotta love that shit. But then I see the moments that led up to one of the biggest opportunities of my life being destroyed. You know what I'm saying? And so that weekend in Miami, we and Wolf became good friends. That was my nigga.
Yeah.
And I was proud to know him because that was Puffy's security, and I was even getting closer to the industry. Like, you know what I mean? And I looked up to him. And when I get back to New York, you know, the thing was, yo, Murdock, it's time for you to go to Puff. I'm gonna take you to Puff because your music is on that level. You got the image. Little homie, you a hustler, and I want to take you to Puff. But as soon as I gotta go to Atlanta for a week, and as soon as I get back from Atlanta, I'm gonna take you to Puff. And actually, I saw Puff in Justin's a few weeks before that, and I told him I was coming. You know what I mean? I had just finished working with the producers at Dallas Austin studio, Dark, Dallas Austin's recording project. So I had a hot project in my hands, and I just couldn't wait. You know what I mean? And Puff said, and I ran across Puff in Justin's. I was like, yo, remember me from Miami? You know what I'm saying? Wolf is my man. Here go my project. He said, yo, Murdock, don't give it to me now. Give it to Wolf. Wolf gonna make sure I hear it, because if I get it now, shit gonna get lost in the sauce. Just imagine how many CDs niggas.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? When it's coming from Wolf, I know it's one of us. Like,
There
you know
it
what I
is.
mean?
There it is.
So I said, facts. So I called Wolf and I told him, I said, yo, I ran across Puff, and Puff told me to make sure we make this happen. So Wolf was like, yo, when I get back from Atlanta, I'm gonna take you to Puff, and we're gonna sit down and make this happen. You deserve it.
That's hard.
I'm watching the news a few days later, and it said Wolf was killed in Atlanta. You know what I mean? He got in a shootout with the BMF. Like, you know what I mean? So when I see the series, I see the come up story, but I also see the events that led up to one of the greatest opportunities that I ever had being killed also. You know what I'm saying? And it was an unfortunate situation for both parties, undoubtedly. Like, you know what I mean? But it killed one of the greatest chances that I never was able to duplicate again in my life as a young artist. Facts. And this is facts.
Long live Wolf, man.
Facts.
Let's move to a lighter note. It's heavy. You got to Augusta before I was there. I think I got there about 2009, 2008. I started moving around. But you were around when Pastor Troy
Facts.
was out there.
Shout out to the boy. So me and Pastor Troy, as far as with entertainment, we actually started out around the same time. We was working out of a studio called Studio South. And this is the time where studio time was $125 an hour.
Sir.
You had to buy the reel to reel. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's a different era. And I met Pastor Troy. He was a college student going to Payne College. Real nice guy. Really, really nice guy. Had discipline and fucking structure. You dig what I'm saying? We was the hustlers.
Okay.
We was the hustlers, the motherfucking hustlers. Shout out to my man Red Mouth.
Shouts out.
Yeah, shout out to my man Red Mouth, Mad Society Records. So his company and my company was working out of the same studio, and me and Red Mouth created a great relationship that lasts to this day. Like, you know what I mean? Shout out to my man. So I saw the original Down South Georgia Boys, and I saw the original Down South Georgia Boys, and I saw the events that led up to Pastor Troy releasing the We Already album. I saw the events that led up to the tragedies and disasters that happened with the Down South Georgia Boys that left Pastor Troy, the sole nigga in their camp left, and the last chance. And he just happened to make it happen because he had more structure and motherfucking discipline. And that's facts.
Why do you think, because I remember when I got to Augusta, I never forget, I was throwing a party and I wanted to hear Vice Versa, right?
Facts.
And I told the DJ, like, hey man, play Vice Versa. You know, it was one of my favorite songs. And I remember, I don't remember exactly who it was, but not even halfway through the song, somebody comes up to the DJ booth and was like, hey man, cut that shit off. We won't fuck with him. And I remember just being shocked. I'm like, wait a minute, ain't he from here? Where did that, I guess, beef or issue come from with Pastor Troy and a lot of people in Augusta?
So I came through Augusta, but I'm not Augusta native. So I don't know the inside, but my take on that, it was jealousy, man. It was jealousy. Listen, if you wasn't in the room where the motherfuckers that paid the money for him to record, if you wasn't in the room with the motherfuckers who paid for the beats on the album, if you wasn't in the room where my man Nelson Curry got on a plane, went and got the deal, you know, the original deal for the Down South Georgia Boys, you really ain't got nothing to say about that whole motherfucking situation. That's legitimate. And that's facts. Like, you know what I mean? And that's just my take on it. Unless it's some inside shit that I really don't know about, but I was there when the whole situation came to fruition. And if you wasn't in that room with us when the business got put down, you ain't got nothing fucking to say. It's nothing but jealousy, man.
I would love to have, I've been talking about this for a long time, to actually do a documentary about it. Because I've never seen such a vigorous disdain for someone than that. You know, I remember I was like, oh my gosh, like me being from another place, I'm like, I would think this would have been crazy.
So listen, Pastor Troy was not a street nigga. He was a good college kid. Always showed respect and love. for a street nigga or street niggas to have disdain with a nigga like that, you gotta look at that. Like, hold up, this nigga's not even in your motherfucking lane, nigga. Pastor Troy was not a street nigga. He was a good kid. He was a good dude. You know what I'm saying? And if you wasn't recording at Studio South and in the room where the business happened, I was there. So a lot of niggas can throw their opinion on it, but I was fucking there in the room. Like, I'm in the room with you. I was there when all the deals and all the shit went down for the nigga. I don't know what the fuck they wasn't there.
There it is.
And that's fact.
Hey, we can sit here all day and talk about these old stories, man. One of the last questions for the evening, man. If you could turn back the hands of time from all the things that you've done, from the liquor deals to the people you've met, to the awards, the accolades and things, whether there's anything you would do different.
The shit is about love and family, man. I would have concentrated more on love and family. You know what I mean? I chased a lot of things. I did a lot of big things. I chased a lot of accomplishments and all of that. But at the end of the day, all you left with is your family, love and family. And that's one of the things that I neglected. And if I could rewind time, I would be less ambitious and concentrate more on building love and my family.
That's all.
That's fact.
And before we get out of here, man, any shout outs? You got to let them know to follow you at, you know, where they can get that Vakila at. You know, just run it down for me.
So you can catch me on the Instagram at Return of the Real One. You know what I mean? And Vakila, you know, Vakila Spirits on Instagram. And to purchase the Vakila, like, you know what I mean, you can go to vakila.net. We shipping everywhere. Vakila.net. A blend of tequila and vodka. A vodka and tequila blend. Vakila.net. Shout out to the family.
There it is, man. There it is, man. You can follow me at Ugly Money Nietzsche. That's Ugly Money Niche. This episode is being brought to you by Engorge Rejuvenation Tea, promoting erections, improving size, stamina, endurance, and libido. Make sure you go to engorge.com. That's EN-GORG.com to get yours today. All natural male supplement. I used it last night. I ain't even capping. Listen, I just turned 41. But when I get that Engorge, I'm 18 again. You definitely want to get you some of this. Trust me. All right, man. Remember, the bigger the dream, the bigger the risk, the bigger the payoff. This has been the Ugly Money Podcast with Shon Murdock.